Hello everyone! Welcome back to Pageant Mag Philippines, and yours truly is Franz Rodriguez, your pageant correspondent.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
If you are new in this channel, please subscribe and click the bell notification for more pageant updates.
Miss Grand International 2020 second runner-up is Guatemala! Miss Grand International 2020 is United States of America! Congratulations to our first runner-up, Miss Grand Philippines! Excitement, the thrills, the show. All 63 of these stunning ladies. And her first walk. One more time, guys. Miss Grand International 2020!
Kumusta na mga fandoms, mga pageant fandoms? Kumusta sa inyo ang result ng Miss Grand International 2020? Anong masasabi nyo sa result ng Miss Grand International 2020? At ano ba ang masasabi nyo sa production ng Miss Grand International 2020? For this time around, we are going to make a recap of Miss Grand International 2020. Now let's start the recap from the very beginning of the show. And that is the opening number. The opening number was absolutely explosive. Napakaganda, ang linis, stage, music. Wala akong masasabi sa opening number nila. They just killed it. The organization just killed the opening number. Flawless. Moving on to the selection of the top 20. Most of the candidates that were selected to the top 20 or for the top 20 were already expected. Philippines was cold, and here comes Indonesia, USA, Guatemala, Mexico, Czech Republic, Brazil, Argentina, Puerto Rico, Panama, Thailand, Vietnam, Dominican Republic, even Myanmar was called, Wales. Most of these candidates were already expected to be on the top 20, especially my favorites, Mexico, Guatemala, Philippines of course, Indonesia, and Thailand. Now, the top 20 went on to the swimsuit competition. Now, the candidates were wearing two-piece, which was different from what they wore during the preliminary competition. During the swimsuit competition, Brazil, Philippines, USA were just killing it. Though, I have reservations for Miss USA that I didn't like that much. Well, it was okay, but it wasn't that very powerful. I would have to go with either Philippines or Brazil during the swimsuit competition. I was just a little bit disappointed with Mexico because I was already expecting much from her. Napakalamya ng kanyang performance during swimsuit competition. In this round, Philippines and Brazil were just very consistent. Though Brazil stepped up during the final competition compared to her performance during the preliminary competition. But for the Philippines, very consistent. The energy, the walk, she was really killing that competition. And we all know that that was Samantha's strength. After the swimsuit competition, we now have the selection of the top 10. We have Philippines, USA, Thailand, Brazil, Argentina, Guatemala, Czech Republic, Indonesia, Puerto Rico, and a surprise, Miss Malaysia. Miss Malaysia's inclusion at the top 10 is due to popularity votes. Her sudden inclusion at the top 10 is actually one of the questions of the fandoms, why she has to make it at the top 10 just for the popularity votes, where in fact, she was not able to make it at the top 20. Well, what we can say, it's the organization's rule. Wala na tayong magagawa sa rule ng organization. Though considering, of course, the efforts of the other candidates, syempre masakit yun para sa isang kandidata na you weren't able to make it at the top 10 just because that one slot was given to the popularity vote. But once again, just like what I have mentioned, rules are rules. It's the organization's rule. So after cutting the top 20 to top 10, now the candidates were given the opportunity to speak. It's the speech round. During the speech round, though it was very obvious that most of the candidates were actually rehearsed, but one thing that is very observable, the candidates were very prepared of their speech. During this round, medyo natakot ako para kay Miss Philippines. Medyo natakot ako dito para kay Miss Philippines because she sounded very rehearsed. Pero, ang maganda kay Miss Philippines, she was very commanding. She was very authoritative when she was speaking. Kaya instead na iisipin mo na rehearsing sinasabi niya, makikinig ka na lang dahil she was really very commanding. And she was really very convincing during that segment. Now we have Miss USA. Miss USA, of course, it's her first language. She speaks very spontaneous, dere-derecho. But she added an icing on the cake, and that when she started speaking in Thai, that strategy worked on her because she was able to catch the heart of the Thai and, of course, the judges. When Miss Guatemala started to speak, medyo natakot ako. Napakagaling ng babae. Napakagaling ni Miss Guatemala magsalita. She was very fluent and very elegant. She was very queenly. She speaks from her heart. When Brazil started to speak, I knew that she will make it to the top 5. Now, the evening gown competition. Out of the 10 candidates, si Miss Indonesia lang ang hindi nagpalit ng kanyang gown. Her preliminary gown is just the same with the gown that she wore during the finals. Well, the gown was just very intricate. It's very elegant. There is nothing to worry if she would have to repeat that gown during the finals competition. With Miss Czech Republic, I would love if she wore just the same gown during the preliminary competition to the finals competition. Miss USA's gown was just the same color to what she wore during the preliminary competition. Miss Guatemala's gown, I love the red during the preliminary, while this gown during the finals competition, it wasn't that so nice, it wasn't that so beautiful, it wasn't that so elegant. It's just like for a teenager gown, but she was able to pull it off. Miss Philippines' gown is absolutely stunning, but I love the emerald green more than this because the emerald green is more telegenic, though you could appreciate the gold gown if you could just look at it very closely. Kapag ka-close up, napakaganda ng gown. Brazil's gown was just very intricate. I love the details of Miss Brazil's gown. I couldn't agree that Miss USA won Best in Evening Gown because I love to have Miss Brazil as Best Evening Gown. So the top 5 was chosen. We have USA, Philippines, Brazil, Indonesia, and finally Guatemala. So the top 5 were asked with one question. During the pandemic, would they shut down the country or continue with the economy? All the top 5 candidates choose to shut down the country. All of them gave a good answer. But for me, Guatemala just killed the Q&A. I just noticed during the speech competition and the question and answer competition, Miss Brazil just talked a lot. She has many things to say. With Miss USA's answer, it wasn't really very strong. So I was looking for Guatemala, Philippines, Brazil, USA, and Indonesia. Now we have come to the announcement of the winners. Brazil was called for the 4th runner-up, and Indonesia was called for the third runner-up. So we have Philippines, Guatemala, and USA remained to be competing for the Miss Grand International 2020 crown. So they decided to give another round of question and answer. Bigla tuloy ako napaisip na para ako nanonood ng Miss Universe nung sinabing magbibigay ulit sila ng another round of question para dito sa top 3 just to decide who would win Miss Grand International 2020. So they were given again one last same question. It's just one question for the 3 of them. So the question is about giving the last dose to either a 15-year-old or to a senior citizen of 70 years old. So they have to choose between the two, 15 or to the senior citizen of 70. So during this round, I was already eyeing between Guatemala and USA. I was not really expecting much from the Philippines during this round. But Philippines just surprised me with her answer. It's out of the box answer. She chose to give the dose to the elderly, and she went on explaining and integrating her experience of losing one of her parents, which is the reason why she chose to give it to the elderly than to the younger one who has better stamina than the elderly. USA and Guatemala just gave the same answer, which is for the younger one. Many fandoms were again disagreeing with Miss USA's answer na sinabi niyang 16 years old where in fact 15 yung sinabi ng host. I think there's no bearing on that. With the answer of USA and Guatemala, I would have to go with Guatemala. Ang naging advantage lang ni Miss USA ay siyang nauna. So when it comes to Miss Guatemala, nagkaroon ng insecurity si Guatemala on what she has to say. She was very careful on what she has to say na baka masabing kinapi niya ang sinabi ng Miss USA. But again, she did very well. She's very eloquent. She's very spontaneous. So out of the 3 remaining candidates, Philippines just nailed the question and answer. She just killed it. So I thought Miss Philippines would win Miss Grand International. And there was the announcement. Miss Guatemala placed second runner-up, Philippines placed first runner-up, while USA won the title. Though it was really very clear that Philippines had the best answer among the 3, siguro ang naging edge ni Miss USA ay dahil mataas ang score niya sa swimsuit round and evening competition over Miss Philippines. Still, congratulations to Miss USA Philippines and Guatemala for a job well done. And the whole production was really nice, very glossy. It was absolutely entertaining, but I was just left on a question on how did they decide on who to give the crown. So if you guys have any other opinions, please do share them at the comment box. Like this video and please do share it as well. Thank you for watching once again, and please don't forget to subscribe and click the bell notification for more pageant updates.
Audio Jungle.